Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome one and all to another exciting Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane. Today, a bit of a rolling start here, but a 1 versus 1 on Sturzdorf under the dark shadow of the Pitlevsky building, except the shadow's on the other side, I suppose. Never mind that. A 1 versus 1, who shall be fighting with what we've already seen here. Our lovely friend, Helpinghans, Helpinhansi, fighting for the Panzer Elite, fighting for the 106th Panzer Brigade, Feldherrnhalle. Opposing him shall be PlayPe equal face roll, whatever that's entirely supposed to mean. I believe this is actually Sandland, who is the head of the WMD clan, at least what stood from the sort of description of the replay. Nonetheless, will cost referred to as PlayPe, fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 14th Armoured Division, rolling forwards into Germany, with the Panzer Brigade desperately trying to slow it down or possibly even crash it. Panzer Grenadiers marching out. Gewehr 43 is already on the way there for helpful Hans. Second Panzer Grenadier team, and then getting a second Kettenkrat. And Panzer Grenadiers getting pretty aggressive early on, marching forwards for fatherland, glory and honor. Looks like these engineers could be running into what some might refer to as a bit of trouble. And there we go, coming under fire. Hans pressing on pretty aggressively early on. Engineers still able to use the cover and all the other things to sort of block the line of fire, forcing the Panzer Grenadiers elsewhere. Kettenkrat towards east. High munition secured here, certainly much sooner than the Americans. Looks like we are in fact seeing a 3 engineer start from PlayPe. So of course he's opting for sort of, trying to gain as much territory on early on as well. But now of course we are seeing second Kettenkrat out, so certainly that advantage is going to be in the hands of Helpinghans. Of course at the same time though, if PlayPe is pretty clever, of course can overwhelm Hans, of course, because the Kettenkrats are non-combatant units essentially. I mean, they can't fight, they can be shot at, but they can't shoot back. So in that sense, if PlayPe pulls it off right, I mean, Helpinghans can pretty quickly find himself overwhelmed. Partly also because while he will be able to capture a lot of territory much faster, he will also be forced to hold that much more territory, and of course his forces are going to be reasonably more limited. Rather than heading westwards, could be hoping to harass the fuel right there. Third Panzer Grenadier team ready for Hans. Engineers coming under fire from Panzer Grenadiers. More engineers rushing up. Kettenkrat hoping perhaps to go for that strategic point, and we are seeing a full retreat right there from PlayPe. And there we go, securing the strategic point. Engineers going here for the fuel point, at least hoping to deny it to the damn Krauts. And we are seeing a Kampfgruppe company immediately going up for Helpinghans. And the rifle now moving in to seize that fuel point right away from under the nose of the Feldherrnhalle Brigade. Partly composed of old veterans from the SA, the Sturmabteilung. The predecessor to the SS. Which was rather disbanded after the Night of the Long Knives. Sort of gained a bit of return, I suppose, in a sense, where it got its own elite division, the Panzer Division Feldherrnhalle, plus a brigade. With the division fighting on the Eastern Front, more or less only in Hungary, although it was later upgraded to an entire corps. I'm not entirely sure about the details from there on in. A bit harder to find a good book on that unit. In particular, it can be a bit difficult generally on finding any of the sort of more specific German units, unless it's the sort of really known SS units. It's usually a very expensive book you're going to be looking for. More rifle moving in here, Panzer is holding out in the brush. More rifle, and we are seeing flamethrower engineers, and there we go, full retreat. Helpinghans realizing the situation is lost, rather deciding that getting the bloody hell out of there is the better part of valor. And already here we are seeing a lot of territory falling into the hands. Jeep also arriving for PlayPe, probably hoping to catch those Kettenkrats with a bit of speed and perhaps also pushing around those Panzers, but at the same time Hans is going for the Panzer Command, obviously hoping for an armored car to save his bacon and blow those damned armies out of the water. Well, also out of the ground, I suppose. Kettenkrat getting hunted down, Panzer is on the move. Seconds before I imagine we'll be seeing that armoured car. You could also be closer getting some assault rifles. The question is, how will PlayPe handle this? And of course, how quickly will he be going for something like, say, a anti-tank gun or an armoured car or something else to stop this? But very shortly, we will be seeing the armoured car. Kettenkrats both moving in towards these. Keep moving in, hoping to probably catch them off, and there we go. Panzer is fighting at the edge of this building with lots of engineers firing their tiny little grease guns. rather hoping to sort of concert his force into a larger force harder to deal with. But he is a bit surrounded on all sides, and now we are seeing PlayPe force in the rest. More engineers, more flamethrowers, more everything. Kettenkrad quickly getting repaired, but it might be an idea to actually focus down those damn Americans with their actual rifles and get the Kettenkrad back to base, back to safety for now. Rushing in, flamethrower will soon be within range. This could easily get very ugly. Armored car, I imagine, will also soon be done. He could also be now actually be considering perhaps, you know, getting... And we are seeing Luftwaffe. So Luftwaffe being sent in to support the Panzer Brigade. Fancy, fancy. The Panzer Brigade was very lavishly equipped with Panthers, Jagdpanzer 470s. Or the Panzer 470 actually. Not entirely sure why it had those nomenclatures. Nonetheless. It had a few Panzer Grenadiers all equipped with half-tracks and such. Not all Panzer Brigade stayed home were that lucky, but they also tended to be actually larger and equipped with more armor. The Feldenhalle was a bit lacking in that, and it was essentially a new formation to sort of try and focus the armor bit, but it ended up lacking a lot of more natural support assets. And the Jeep finds the Kettenkrad, pounces upon it, and what's going on here? We're seeing a supply going up for PlayPe. He's probably going to get something nasty in that sense. Panzer is moving up. Luftwaffe troops probably arrived from either some Luftwaffe unit or bus sent in from a field division, although they themselves, like the Panzer Brigades, were rather swiftly disbanded actually. Although the Panzer Brigades lasted even shorter, in most cases basically a few months, then we were all ruined, with only a few hanging about, and those were basically, you know, some of the first waves, I suppose you'd call them. I believe the 106th had some life in it before to the end. More Luftwaffe troops actually arriving, but the Luftwaffe field divisions was another thing, basically for Göring to save face and get some all his spare Luftwaffe personnel into a force. They lasted a bit longer, but in the end a lot of them were also basically disbanded, and then all Luftwaffe sort of spare personnel was basically forced to become, you know, replacement troops for the units. There were still the Fallschirmjäger units, but in the end they were sort of basically more like Volksgrenadier. Oh, hits a mine! Damaged engine right there, jolly good. Most of the map secure right there. Jeep moving out, and we're seeing a tank depot out for PE. He's certainly playing high stakes right here. I've certainly seen it and experienced myself. It can be very nasty, since most Panzer League players are not quite used to it. I mean, the sort of things you usually go against, which is the armored car, where you then get the anti-tank half-deck, doesn't really quite work against a tank destroyer. It's sort of an either-or, and of course this rather requires the American commander to really have held most of the map for a longer time. But this is going to be a bit of a nasty surprise right there for Helpinghans and his Panzer Grenadier. Luftwaffe troops staying up position here with the support of Panzer Grenadiers. Will the Luftwaffe troops know? They'll just be hanging about there. I might have recommended actually putting them out to support the Panzer Grenadiers and the armoured car. Add in a bit of firepower. I mean, they're not bad troops. They're basically just like Volksgrenadiers. Panzer is pulling about. What we'll be seeing going on? We are seeing the Panzer Support Command going up, and of course Hans is going because he's expecting an armoured car. He's not going to be expecting what's going to be coming out of that tank depot, I can guarantee you that. Jeep moving in, coming under fire. Armoured car doing what it can with its auto cannon, which itself was also being phased out by these stages of the war. Kettenkrad running into problems. At least this one was, because, well, wheels aren't really good for off-road driving. Luftwaffe troops not really trying to hold the line. A bit tragic there, I think. But Panzer Support Command going up, and the anti-tank half-tank, of course. There we go. He's probably still going to fix it, because at least he figures he can probably, you know, try and disable the half-track. I mean, the Hellcat. Well, it goes on, and of course some players use the Hellcat, because unlike the M10, it doesn't suffer from the fire bug there, which is used for an animation problem, but it can also cloak. Oh dear, Panzer has hit a mine down to one man. Already 2 kills right here. One stuck horribly between the tracks. The Hellcat was the fastest tank destroyer the Americans actually had, but it was also incredibly lightly armoured. Besides the M10, there was also later the M36, which was quite oddly armoured. In some places it had incredibly thick armor. We're talking 100 millimeters, but trouble is, it was in the really weird spots. It had it with like the underside here, but for example here, which is usually where most tanks would have hit, it was incredibly thin. weird things like that with that M36 Jackson. It had the same gun as the Pershing, actually, by the way. Going for the fuel point, and we are seeing Panzer going up, probably having to deal with the tank destroyers with some might of the Panzer Brigade. Jeep getting fired a bit by the anti-tank half-track with its army door-knocking device, as the 37mm pack was known. Panzer is moving up, Luftwaffe troops also. Panzer soon ready. More tank destroyers patrolling and hiding in the middle of the roads. Let's go have a look at PlayPe, what is going on here with the 14th Armoured. Certainly calling in back quite a bit of tank destroyer action. Luftwaffe troops moving in here, Rifleman coming under fire. Cover, I mean, he might have tried to at least position himself a bit better. In this case, his troops are a bit exposed, although so is PlayPe's troops. But there we go, surrounded by mighty Luftwaffe Soldaten. The Riflemen are quickly outgunned and forced away. Armored car moves in, anti-tank half-track in support. Quite a nice sight here. Small convoy. And Hellcat moving in here. Where are the Panzerschrecks? There we go. Dual Panzerschreck Raketenbuchse. The Hellcat moves in. Will he get it disabled? Will he get it disabled? Panzerschreck hits. Oh, almost down, almost down. Incredibly lucky hit right there at the long range. The Panzerschreck not really necessarily being a long range weapon, but it can occasionally get off a good few shots there. And now we are catching a rather large fight out in the open. Panzerschreck Grenadiers trying to move in. Get it. One volley, of course, and the deed will be done. There we go. Hellcat out of control, but the Hellcat ambushes. Oh dear, the anti-tank half-track is down, and we are seeing field repairs going up. And the Luftwaffe troops are left to fend for themselves behind enemy lines. And that's certainly beyond their training. It looks like the Hellcat's rushing into the base, but it has to be careful. And had this been the sort of more realistic, then those flak fillings could have knocked out the Hellcat, actually. Looks like, will they be rushing into the building? Yes, indeed. Well, they will be protected. Hellcat is, in fact, oh dear, 3 Luftwaffe troops crushed. Veterans, he won, but it gets knocked out. Riflemen and flamethrower engineers getting slaughtered by the flak filling. I saw right there as a purse for it. Panzer is getting ready once more, getting reinforced. Americans holding the position right here. No attempt at mines though for PlayPe. He certainly has the engineers for it. But of course it figures he might be holding up for field repairs. Of course he's gone armor, while the opponent has gone for the venerable Luftwaffe. Otherwise it was more of a Bodenwaffe by that stage of the war. Boden meaning ground, by the way. Panzer is moving up. Oh, and looks like those engineers will be making out of there. And looks like now we are seeing a bit more actual armor. 50 caliber on the way for PlayPe Shermans. And that's certainly going to be a bit of a problem for those Panzer Grenadiers. Another anti-tank half-track moving out. Kettenkrad securing what they can here. But the Jeep moves in. It has spotted its target. Its prey. Might be an idea to use those Luftwaffe troops, perhaps, you know, lay down some cover, sandbags, barbed wire. Of course, now the Sherman is at the field. 50 caliber. And there we go. Field repairs. Also for the Jeep, actually, allowing it to out-repair the anti-tank half-track's damage. My goodness, that's just cheeky. Panzer taking up position here, pelting the Sherman before making a run for it, before they actually take return fire right there. And the Jeep again. Oh dear, that wasn't quite as fortunate for Hans. Mind you, this is also going to be a pretty long game, so there won't be a mid-game analysis. It's also going to be a bit lower quality. Luftwaffe troops getting attacked right here. Large numbers, lots of riflemen. And spotting a mine, dealing with it nicely right there. Armored car moving in. Sherman also here. A nice push right there by PlayPe. Sherman supporting the infantry advance. What we'd like to see, no supply and upgrades though. And a medic station can also be nice, I suppose. 2 anti-tank half-tracks. It looks like 4. Was it the same one? Can be a bit hard to keep a track of all of it. No, he's got one, but he's actually putting back. He's got defensive operations. He's basically recharging the tread breaker ability. Trying to get that Sherman with Panzer, but taking heavy losses. Veterans who won at the same time, increasing the speed of the Sherman. And engineers are on the spot to repair any Panzerschreck damage. And looks like the Jeep might finally be unable to get out of there. The auto cannon tearing through the light frame, not built to withstand such fire. Although of course the Sherman might move in and do the same thing to the armoured car, which was not built to withstand that sort of fire either. Oh dear! Tread breaker right there. Destroyed engine. Will he get the treads? Yes, there we go. Treads are gone. And certainly a wrecked tread was always a huge problem there. And there we go. More force moving in. Another anti-tank half-track Panzer X, though Gewehr 43 needs to deal with the others. Oh dear, the shot deflected. Oh dear. Anti-tank half-track taking heavy damage. Panzer X also, oh dear, they'll be forced away. And again, he didn't deal with the rifleman. This could be the end for the Panzer Grenadier. Hans with his Panzer Schreck. No more are moving in. Sherman taking a lot of fire, but none of it is very effective. It is looking pretty grim for Helpinghans. Lacking the means to really shatter those Shermans. And now things are only going to get much, much worse as the Hellcat arrives. More anti-tank half-tracks and getting repaired, all that, jolly good. Getting something from here could be an upgrade. Of course, he might figure that his current hope for survival is getting the Panther battle group, and I'd certainly not say that was a wrong idea to get, as he's going to need more to deal with those Shermans and those Hellcats. Might he also be considering getting an upgun for the Sherman if not already has?
Munitions point under attack.
Armor cowls are getting repaired. What does he do? He moves up here, has to do something. Stay active, keep up some pressure. All a bit quiet at the moment. How's the moment? Tank busters have also arrived to assist a bit with some Panzerschrecks. Minor push here in the eastern flank. And also a bit here. Looks like he's going for a weapon support center. Quite interesting. No supply upgrades still. Sherman moves in, gets immobilized. Panzer Grenadiers move in. Anti-tank half-tank taking heavy damage. Panzer Grenadiers also. Oh dear, this could be the end, my friend. Yes, indeed. And the Panzerschreck gets left behind. This is absolutely devastating for Hans, as that's only going to be giving his opponent more benefits. And there we go. A Panzerschreck secured by the Americans. Kettenkrad down. Armored car down. And he might be losing the second anti-tank half-track soon. Oh dear, Panzer Grenadier team going down as well. He lost both Panzerschrecks. Only one anti-tank half-track has survived this carnage. Oh well, he's still got one team left, but still that's two Panzerschrecks down. One in the hands of the foe. Which is about the last thing you want to ever give your opponent. The Luftwaffe troops are still there, I suppose, but they are not really being pushed into the fight to do their most, although they've still got 9 kills altogether. So one Panzerschreck to hold back the Sherman tide. How will that go? Tune in tomorrow. No, don't worry. And looks like we are seeing a sniper on the way to assist PlayPe against those damnable Kraut Panzer Grenadiers. Going for the fuel, going for the throat. But also apparently not really feeling aggressive enough to really take the fight to the Panzer Elite any further. As his armor is basically just hanging about now, getting sticky bombs. So of course he could be preparing, but of course for every second he prepares, it's also a second his opponent of course can prepare for a counter-attack or seizing territory back as well, rather than being pushed off right there. Luftwaffe troops quickly moving up. Kettenkrad sneaking in here. Sherman and Hellcat patrolling. And another no, that's still the same one that actually managed to survive. Engine cover gone. Sticky bombs ready. It looks like he might be lining up for the great assault, the big push. Operation Speedy Resolution. Or what will he be doing? Panthers soon. Yes, then again, would seem to be Helpinghans' only real solution. He certainly has access to the Panther battle group, he just needs the manpower. And of course this could be why PlayPe is holding back. He doesn't want to be charging in, only then to be hit by a Panther battle group charging right into his lines. That would certainly be what some might consider a slight problem. Panzer Brigade and Luftwaffe troops slowly advancing, hoping to keep the Americans a bit pressured, perhaps hoping to commit their armor. Sniper though moves in, gets one of the Gewehr 43 chaps.
We are losing ground.
7 kills for the Luftwaffe troops and defensive veterancy, making it a bit tougher in the fight against the damnable cowboys. And there we go, Panthers arriving. 2 Panthers arriving, hooray, hooray. Engineers caught a bit on their own down here in the south. No attempt at mining still, really. Luftwaffe leading the assault against the right. They're trying to take a munitions point away from the Panzer Brigade, Feldherrnhalle. And riflemen with a Panzer Shake, though, getting hammered by high explosive shells from the Panthers. More riflemen moving in, and they're out in the open, though. Out in the open against some mighty Luftwaffe. And they are taking heavy losses. Sherman number 2, though, moving forwards. And, oh my goodness, several Luftwaffe troops go down. And looks like he's trying to sort of consolidate all of his armor, but so is Hans. Quickly pulling it up here to the front. Or the other front with a Panzer Shake and an anti-tank half-track in support. And he pulls it away. While PlayPe goes straight for his victory point.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of
PlayPe certainly holding the advantage, holding most of the map, holding most of the victory points. And Helpinghans doing what he can to sort of break out.
Yes, sir. You have our new orders?
9 and 7 kills, making 16. They're certainly making themselves more and more worth. Useful.
Forward supply lines are broken.
Panther moving out. Hans looks like he's lining up and wrecking a tank destroyer. Why did he do that, you ask? I imagine it might have been to actually deny his opponent cover, and that is Helpinghans. Panthers moving forwards. Flamethrower engineers there, but that's not going to help against Panthers. Luftwaffe troops taking heavy losses. Destroyed engine on the Sherman, but the Panthers are not dealing with that. Come on, the anti-tank half-tank needs to get out of there. We are seeing Allied War Machine. Panzer Shake getting hammered. There we go, main gun destroyed. Panzer Shake rifle moving up. Sherman replaced, but that's still veterancy 1. Sherman gone. That's not the veterancy that will get replaced. Riflemen advancing. Panthers hoping to dodge their own weapon. Another wreck gets completely knocked out. Luftwaffe troops finding a small fight here on the eastern flank. Engineers pushed away.
Kampfgruppe losing a munitions depot to the enemy.
All 3 victory points are now in the hands of the 14th Armoured Division. Armoured car moving in to support the Panthers and Panzer Grenadiers. Hooray! Sherman's moving about, getting repaired, and of course outgunned. That's only going to help their penetration. Well, they are still going to have a bit of a problem though with the Panthers, who are still pretty damn well armored, and of course with the sloped armor at the front, that made their front was particularly hard. And Panther training actually sort of pointed out that they should always try to present their front to the opponent, since the side's armor was pretty weak. We're talking about 50 millimeters, which in the late war was not very well protective. In fact, it was about as much as a Wolverine had at its front.
We are losing a few
And the Wolverine wasn't exactly known for being well armored either. Looks like some engineers got absolutely cut down. Panzer is pushing up here on the far western flank. Several Shermans and several tank destroyers now ready. Lots of 76mm guns. What are the Panthers hoping to do? What is Hansi hoping to do? Apparently securing a push right here. Armored car continuing to sneak about. And oh dear, heavy losses for the Luftwaffe.
We are down to 200 points.
There we go. Nice penetrating hit from the Sherman right there on the Panther. Point straining away from Helpinghans as we speak. Let's just speed this up a bit. Going for the victory point right there on these to sort of slow things down, give him more time to launch an assault. Snipers open up, and let's just speed down. Losses to some Panzer Grenadiers, I imagine. Flak 88 going up, having gone full right hand side. He's opting for some pretty heavy guns to blow his fire straight out there. Used as an anti-aircraft gun, used as an anti-tank gun, and even used as an artillery gun. The Flak, well, 36, 37 as we know, but of course, as we just know, as the Flak 88 was a pretty damn effective weapon, capable of a lot of things. Not that the other sides didn't have some guns in the similar size, but never quite really reached that sort of thinking. In particular, the British sort of went, well, those are anti-aircraft guns. You wouldn't use that against ground targets now, would you? Sort of that bit stiff thinking. The Italians also actually had a pretty good one. It was called the Lancia something. It was a 90mm aircraft gun. Anti-aircraft gun. It was also pretty powerful. Plus it actually managed to make a sort of self-propelled variant on a truck. Advancing up here under the aegis of the Flak 88 with Panthers and Luftwaffe troops. Minor fighting here. Panzer is getting reinforced. Oh, they have run out of population. He needs to recapture some territory as swiftly as possible. But clearly, PlayPe is going to not be wanting to rush in here because that Flak 88 is going to make things very, very painful for him. Of course, he could sneak into snipers and then clear out the crew. That could do the trick. And a large, sizable armored force has been collected right there for PlayPe. 2 Shermans, 3 tank destroyers, all with high velocity 76mm guns. And we are seeing the Panthers once more getting repaired by the Luftwaffe troops. Whatever shall happen. And we are seeing Hans using his cloak craft to spot out the enemy force, report back details on what sort of force it is. And now we're seeing a Calliope moving in, adding some pretty nasty artillery to this. Luftwaffe troops getting absolutely hammered as they're trying to dutifully repair the Panthers. Down to half health, but still I don't think PlayPe will charge in. He still needs those Shermans and tank destroyers repaired before he can even consider charging in madly.
We've captured the target, Commander.
Point getting secured right there. Calliope moving up as well with 4 infantry kills and 1 vehicle kill. Nasty that. Probably a kitten crab which bit the dust. Ground. A bit of resources though being floated right there by Helpinghans, not entirely sure why, and let's just beat this up a bit again. Again, it's going to be a bit of a long game, so might as well. There we go, engagement. Oops. Armor covering it's a bit of a problem. The tank destroyer's hunting it.
We are down to 100
But
points.
the speedy armor car does make it out of the grasp. 2 Panthers, several Luftwaffe troops, Panzer Grenadiers. What shall he do? Also floating quite a bit of resources. He could consider getting some upgrades for his Panzer Grenadiers.
Extended line! Return fire! Squad ready!
He could consider doing anything. Another Calliope barrage is probably hoping to soften up the Jerry lines before plunging into it with full American vigor. He still needs to actually attack before he can before something can really happen. in particular before Helpinghans basically gathers his own armored force and counterattacks. And if he gets 4 Panthers against all of this, then PlayPe is going to be in what you call a lot of trouble. He's actually though managed to get 1 supplied upgrade. That's always something. Looks like we are seeing a logistic company, but still nothing really happening. Wait, there we go. The assault might be happening. Panzer holding the sort of flank right there in the building. Panthers moving up. Luftwaffe troops. What is going on? Will the brigade make its attack? It's actually time to have a look at PlayPe. Another Calliope barrage right into the middle of everything. Defensive infantry for both Panthers. 40 makes caught in the middle of everything. Coming under fire, but saw the engineers rushing in to try and contest the point against the Luftwaffe troops. Panzerjets flying. Engineers getting blasted into smithereens. And now the Shermans are taking accurate fire from the Panthers. Machine gun emplacement actually going up right now. That's quite interesting. Hoping to, of course, take that central victory point. But it is quickly knocked out by the Panthers. If not cancelled. Riflemen moving up with the Panzerjets. Probably a sticky bomb as well to try and fight the Panthers. Disable and make them easy targets. Tank destroyers are doing nothing for some reason. PlayPe is actually holding back instead of trying to sort of use his numbers at least to his advantage. He's holding them back. This could be a huge flaw. As otherwise those 2 tank destroyers could have done a lot of damage. Another Calliope moves up. And no, there's another tank destroyer somewhere. That's actually over here. I mean, he could have been flanking with those tank destroyers right here, but again, I'm not entirely sure what's going on here for PlayPe. And there we go, Veterans U1 for that Sherman. As Panzers do get absolutely hammered. And another, oh dear, team lost. Panthers getting bombarded. Whatever shall happen. Certainly no more supplied upgrades. Sniper has been lost, by the way. And the armoured forces of the 14th seem to be growing, but the infantry contingent seems to be as small as ever. Panthers are moving out against the Hellcats. The other one right up here still not daring to move.
Enemy is down to 50 points.
Seem to have come off to a bit of a standoff situation. Goliath out, he's gotten a Funkwagen. A vampire Funkwagen from Hans. And manages pretty much to just run off those riflemen without even doing anything but just rolling about, looking cute. And there we go, Allied War Machine. This could be the charge from PE1. Hellcat down, the other still standing. Panthers moving out. Right there, will the Shermans be joining in? Yes, indeed, flanking. Luftwaffe troops getting hammered. And a Calliope barrage right into the flank of everything. Another Hellcat moving in. That will probably face destruction. Sherman charging. We're seeing field repairs up. Dual defensive veterancy. Luftwaffe troops moving into everything. Sherman's taking quite a bit of fire as well. Will he get that Panther? He just needs a good shot or 2. Hellcat, and there we go, Panther down. Leaving behind only 1. Veterans 2 though. Another Calliope barrage to try and stop those Luftwaffe troops from providing support. Panther rear though is exposed to 2 Shermans. But so are theirs. Would have been a nice spot to have a mine, but sadly that's not the case. The Panther just continues unstopped.
Enemy unit down.
Oh dear, he lost the half tank and now he might be losing the Panther. More tanks, the tanks which were held in reserve moving in. Main gun destroyed. This could be the end of another tank destroyer. And it's trying to sort of drive in between the two buildings, providing cover. And the Hellcat just decides to get out of the list. It fancies getting knocked out, but he has Allied War Machine. So why is he afraid? It makes no sense. He could just move up there and knock it out. And even if he lost it still, he would get it replaced. So it seems like he's not getting his full value right out of Allied War Machine right there. It sounds like the Goliath went off right here in the center. Looks like one rifleman team was annihilated in the explosion.
We're losing a fuel sector. Enemy unit down.
Oh my goodness, Veterancy 2 right there. Panther knocked out by the Calliope. Bugger me. And we are seeing a sniper on the way as well. And another Sherman as well, my goodness. With a Pershing prepared as well. The 14th Armoured does not give up. In the face of the Panzer Brigade with another Goliath on the way, I think. Yes, indeed. Playing the best German music there is, courtesy of DJ Hansi. Rifle moving up, Hellcat blocked, knocked out, or at least the wreck is. Close engagement right here between Luftwaffe troops and Panzer Brigade, dual defensive veterancy. Calliope right over everything. Rifleman taking heavy losses. Barrage not really hitting anything. He could get a back to and begin salvaging his wrecked Panthers. And looks like it's driving closer to the front in that Funkwagen. Speeding up once more. Another barrage. Taking up position right there. Cutting away some munitions. With all the similar resources. Armor car moving about. Luftwaffe troops. The Panzer Brigade though is not giving up with more Panthers. More Panzer. Charging right into everything. Hellcat down. Panzer 6.
Enemy unit down.
Hammering the Sherman Goliath. Doing a lot of damage right there to the Calliope. Panther taking damage. Panzer 6. Calliope barrels right into everything. Might be on here to consider getting that Sherman out there, but no, it's too late. The Panther's gotten it. The wrath of the Panzer Brigade, the 106, being too much. More Calliope fire. Crane gets wrecked. Yet the Panthers do not give up. Singling out the Sherman. And looks like the PlayPe chance. Oh, we're seeing the Luftwaffe arriving with a Henschel strafing run. Calliope number 1 out of control. Sherman could also be in trouble. And there we go, out of control as well. Panther disabled though. And there's a Panther nearby. Of course, the Panther could be going down. Hoping to catch that Calliope though. Panther is kaput.
We are losing a sector.
But the Panther does not give up. Despite the loss of its comrade, it has spotted its prey and it's called the Calliope. More sticky bomb, more Panzer Brigade destroyed engine. Engineers trying to repair it. Butterfly bombs being called in. Right in front of the American base, and there we go, Calliope down. Calliope down. That was some pretty heavy losses right there for the 14th. And instead of actually then going for Pershing as he could have, he goes for 2 more tank destroyers. I do think it might have been an idea basically just sticking to that Pershing and letting it hammer its way through. But apparently PlayPe did have other things in mind. Returning to Helpinghans with more Luftwaffe troops. 4 units of Luftwaffe. Looks like the Panzer Brigade is relying heavily on Luftwaffe infantry to do most of it. It's fighting another Goliath up. Almost close to getting knocked out right by the Funkwagen. Moves in. And yes, run away, but there's still the tank destroyer. And it can't hit the Goliath! And there we go, a Hellcat burned alive. Sort of. Another cannon crate ready. And the Goliath to protect this victory point as well. But rather looks like the tables have turned on PlayPe.
Luftwaffe ready to respond. Check the clock down. Good work, man.
And the Goliath. Oh, I think it was only the fact they were veterancy 2 which saved them from Goliath, as they can actually allow them to sort of dodge stuff like that. Luftwaffe troops taking rather severe fire right there. Others getting caught out in the open by the Hellcat. Nothing really else from the American base. Snipers will continue. 2 snipers, in fact, by the looks of things. To increase the rate of attrition, but that's not going to do anything against the Panther or the armored car. Veterancy 2 for this Panther, in fact, giving it a machine gunner. Whatever shall happen now, whatever shall PlayPe do to try and turn things around? What could his gamble for victory for the United States involve? And will it actually result in victory? Or will it result in oblivion? And a German prison camp? And all the sauerkraut he can eat? Bit quiet again. Fallschirmjägers have now been called in this case actual veteran Fallschirmjägers. Again, by this stage of the war, the Fallschirmjägers were starting to get pretty diluted by late 1944, and some were basically just Fallschirmjäger in name. They didn't even have the Fallschirmjäger helmet, just a regular Stahl helmet with the Luftwaffe mark on it. But these riflemen with the Panzer and our veterans who are certainly doing quite a bit against Helpinghans. Still no medic station. I really think, PlayPe could have benefited strongly from a medic station. But he is getting fresh riflemen now. No second supply upgrade either. Let's just speed this up a bit again. Armor car repaired. And then back to the fighting. Panther moving in for a bit of light damage. With plenty of support from the Luftwaffe forces with 13 kills on 1. Which about amounts to, well, 24 kills. Moving in after the Hellcat, while the infantry deals with the riflemen inside that building. Lots of infantry, in fact those riflemen are utterly outnumbered. More or less 15 Luftwaffe troops and 3 Panzer Grenadiers. Sticky bomb on the Panther, knocking out the engine, but it's still nasty. Heavy machine gun opening up. Of course, if you can get into that building, he can bombard the machine gun emplacement with Panzer rockets. And the snipers keep up their horrific work, but only getting 2 Luftwaffe troops. And a Pershing has arrived. Panther is left alone to fend for itself against the Pershing. Who shall win this rear hit by a Panzerschreck? More Panzerschreck fire. Pershing taking quite a bit of damage, but so is the Panther. Although I wager that double defensive veterancy is helping a bit. Looks like the rifleman here lost the fight. Sounds like someone got veterancy from some Luftwaffe troops. No? Nope, it was these Luftwaffe troops.
The enemy has fallen to 200 points. He must be further injured.
It looks like PlayPe is now the one getting drained of victory points. Oh dear. Vampire has been discovered. It's less stealthy, less Funkwagen, more obvious wagon. And there we go. It is spotted. In fact, it charges right in. Why on earth are you doing that? Oh dear, the Goliath could actually damage the Pershing. The Pershing's not paying attention. Don't do it, Pershing. Don't. No. Although the Goliath manages then to do absolutely no damage to the Pershing. I don't think that's common. I'm not entirely sure if it can, but I'd expected it to at least do some damage. Fortunately, Mega's dealing with these few unfortunate engineers. Although it looks like the snipers provide a bit of covering fire, getting one Fortune Mega right away. And I think Hans might be trying to get another Panther battle group to deal with this Pershing right on, which is not getting repaired by the way, but there we go, engineers on the move. Rifleman down, Panzer connects, but the Luftwaffe now veterancy free. Certainly the creme of the Luftwaffe field divisions. Now the Fortune Contingent takes now a farm. We're seeing more butterfly bombs being called in. Very close to veterancy. 50 minutes, close to an hour certainly. Speeding things up again a bit. Territory being taken. PlayPe has become a lot more cautious. He suffered a lot. In particular, the loss of those 3 tank destroyers and 2 Shermans were absolutely horrific for him. And pretty much curtailed his offensive operations. But again, I think that rather came about due to the fact he was holding them back too much. Not doing anything with those tank destroyers and Shermans. At least as much as he could. And let's go look at him. Fighting breaks out once more. 3 riflemen now. Pershing moving out with 5 infantry kills and 3 vehicle kills. How shall this go? And there we go, additional Panthers moving in. Panzerschreck, Luftwaffe. And now the Pershing is getting hammered. Sticky bomb though on the Panther for field repairs. Lots of fire being exchanged. Pershing though getting overwhelmed. There's no real anti-tank support for it otherwise. It's it versus 3 Panthers. Armor coming in to deal with the riflemen. Luftwaffe troops adding in as well. Heavy machine gun doing nothing. Opel Blitz getting wrecked. And this could very well be the end of PlayPe. We are now seeing more being called in. Butterfly bombs. Panther out of control. Second one could be a problem. Right, hit right in the rear by the Pershing. Panther moving up to hit from the flank. What is this? Motor pool has gone up. Anti-tank on the way. Pershing trying to get away. Panther on the prowl. Riflemen doing what they can, but they're getting forced as well. They could be going down to the armor car or the Panther. And the Panther veterans here too. Got the rifleman and the Panzerschreck. Losing PlayPe and valuable asset. Anti-tank moving up. Pershing heavily damaged. Also trying to do what he can. Both forces at the end of their tether, I think. And Panther getting hammered by anti-tank gunfire and the Pershing. And the Luftwaffe comes to save the day. And looks like PlayPe is slowly being drained now of his last victory points as this fight is going on. Oh, had he only had a Kedden crowd which was cloaked right here, he might have been able to get that Pershing, but still he's kept it out of the fight, which I suppose counts for something. Anti-tank moving up. Anti-tank opening up. Then armor car doesn't go down. Somehow can't hit. 7, 4, GG. Well played. No idea what that's supposed to mean, but there you go. A victory for the 106th Panzer Brigade. A loss for the 14th Armoured right here in the streets of Sturzdorf. And of course, I mean, what can we learn from this? I really think the loss for PlayPe came about because of the fact that he had so much armor and then he used it not really much. He didn't get it really repaired. He didn't attack with it. He didn't do anything with it, which gave Helpinghans the time he needed to sort of actually get around to things and then counter-attack with quite a vicious force using the Panthers. Had that not happened, again, I don't think Helpinghans might have survived. I think rather, again, that was sort of the basic thing that won the game. Passive armor. Try not to let that happen to you. And probably also, again, mines would have helped a lot more. But there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.